Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Combat Craig. Today we're talking about how the Nexus fits in if you're still on active duty. Let me throw this question on the screen. It's relevant and I want to answer it. Before I get started, if you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. And if you need medical evidence, hit up my med team. Links for both are in the description below. Here's the question. Does showing up to sick call or making an appointment for injuries count as Nexus? I'm still in service and have 180 days left on active duty. So we're talking about three different things here. The Nexus, which is the link between your disability and your active duty service. We're talking about sick call visits, and we're talking about doctor's appointments for injuries. So let's start with the Nexus first. The Nexus is the link. If you're still on active duty, it is presumed that your injury was caused by your active duty, so you don't need to worry about the Nexus. It's presumed. You have 1 year to be in this 1 year presumptive period, 365 days. At day 366, you're no longer in it. Now you need to worry about the Nexus. So congratulations, if you're on active duty, you already won the Nexus. There's other things we need to worry about. Nexus isn't one of them. So let's go on to symptoms. I'm working under the assumption here that we're trying to get paid. We got hurt while we're on active duty. We have 180 days left. We're trying to get this stuff figured out before we go out the door all the way. So we want to grab some money and bring some of that along with us. So sick call visits. What are you going to sick call for? The flu that went away? A really bad paper cut, broken foot, had one of those in service, broken fingers, these are all things, broken bones, fingers, cuts. Some of those could be long-term or chronic conditions. Most of them are acute. That's the difference. VA pays for chronic disabilities that last forever or for the majority of your, life in the future. So a broken whatever, usually it breaks, it sucks, you're on a cast, you haul around for 6 weeks, it heals, you nurse it a little bit, or you just go back to skateboarding again and, it's pretty much fine. Are you going to have some arthritis and some problems in that joint somewhere down the road? Potentially. Should you file a claim for it? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what your overall strategy is. But what are you going to sick call for? Just going to sick call for things the VA doesn't rate or acute conditions that don't even qualify as a disability versus sleep apnea, migraines, mental health. Let's back up. It wouldn't be a secondary because you're already on active duty, but let's say you did break your elbow and that also caused you depression because you can't use your elbow anymore because you do a lot of things with your elbow. And it's a lifelong condition. The elbow heals, but for some reason, that depression lingers around for the rest of your life. That's a rateable thing. You need to go see a board-certified psychologist or psychiatrist for mental health conditions. Mental health's really weird. It could start off with one little thing and then it could weave into 5 other things. So when we're talking about getting paid for disabilities while we're still on active duty, file claims that count. Yes, you have a lot of room for slop. You can file 50 claims. You don't really need to make anything stick. Just as long as you get enough stuff going, you'll probably walk out with a decent rating. But a better way would be go after high-value claims. So in this particular situation, to answer this question and bring it back around, the Nexus is already implied. You're in the 1 year presumptive period. You're still 180 days out. You're so Nexus qualified, you don't even need to worry about Nexus. You're good on the Nexus. What are you going to sick call for? Are you going for something that actually counts? Are you going for something that actually pays? Have you gone and looked into the rating criteria and looked at this stuff? Your ankle is bothering you. What does the ankle pay? I'll tell you, typically an ankle is an orthopedic condition, 10%. Shoulders, same thing. Orthopedic conditions typically don't pay unless your joint or bone is broken in half and severed forever or amputated or something like that. Other than that, it's 10%. Other conditions that could happen because you have a broken bone could be a mental health condition or sleep apnea. If you're on active duty, this is the time to make a sleep apnea claim stick. If you're on active duty right now and you have sleep apnea, this is the claim to file. This is the easiest way to make a sleep apnea claim stick. You already have the Nexus because you're still on active duty. Get your sleep study. You're going to get prescribed a CPAP machine. This is a 50% rating. This is the time you file a sleep apnea claim while you're still on active duty or within the 1-year presumptive period. So I hope this answers the question. I'll see you in the next video.